Hello, my name's IanDouglas. I'm the Procurement Director of Domino's Pizza. That role entails covering all of the procurement for Domino's Pizza of all the food, drink, packaging elements that we sell within our stores in both the UK, Ireland and now Germany as well. And as well as those areas, it covers the sort of further up the chain areas of the technical expertise around the product and the new product development. The way we distribute to all of our stores, we've got 700 stores in total across the UK. Of those, we've probably got somewhere in the region of 60 in Ireland and now four stores in Germany. The way that distribution is worked in the UK, we've basically got 3 commissary depots that operate in the UK. Those act as warehouses and also production units for our dough. And all of the suppliers that we deal with basically distribute into those different warehouses. We go out 6 days a week from each of the commissaries to all of our stores. So each store will get 3 deliveries per week. Those are either on a Monday, Wednesday or Friday, or the other routes go out on a Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday. A typical delivery driver would be delivering overnight to somewhere between 10 and 15 stores every night, depending obviously on the distance that they have to travel away from each of the commissaries. So as an example, our main commissary here in Milton Keynes, which services around about 70% of the stores, those delivery drivers could be travelling as far south as Penzance or up to the Manchester area. So it really depends on the distance they've got to drive. When they arrive at store, they let themselves into the store. They're all key holders of the store, and they deliver the product direct to the area where it needs to be held. So, for example, into the chiller or into the ambient storage area. The big advantage of delivering direct to stores, and especially overnight, is it avoids the congestion of trying to deliver through the day, and it means that every single store can walk in on a morning and know that their product is there sitting waiting for them. It also means that that product immediately is put into the right temperature control, and therefore it extends the life of the product and the safety of that product. All of the lorries that we use to deliver out to the stores are all multi-temperature vehicles, so they have the capacity to have a frozen chamber, a chilled chamber and an ambient section. At the moment, what we'll tend to use is very much use those as chilled and deliver all the products under a chilled regime, simply because that means we can get the maximum capacity out of the vehicles in terms of the fill of the vehicles, rather than trying to split them into the chilled and ambient chamber. In terms of the number of suppliers that we deal with, in total we're probably dealing with around about 100 suppliers. Probably 60 of those look after our key product areas in terms of food, drink and packaging. And of those, probably you would have 80% of the volume goes through somewhere in the region of 20 of those suppliers. With all of our suppliers, a lot of them we've got very long-standing relationships with those suppliers. For example, our pizza sauce supplier we've actually been with almost since the first day of operation within the UK, so nearly 25 years. The reason we would stay with a supplier is because they're able to deliver in terms of the quality of the product that we want, and are constantly looking to improve that product and also become more cost efficient as we grow as a business. And the only times that we would start to look at different suppliers is basically when we don't believe our current supplier has either got the capacity to grow with us or are constantly challenging themselves to improve on their quality or their cost efficiency. In terms of inbound logistics and availability of the product is absolutely critical. As I mentioned before, some of our products, if we don't have them available, we just can't open a store. And so we have to have availability of those products. So we set fairly stringent KPIs in terms of key performance indicators of what they've got to achieve. You know, we would be looking for up to 99% accuracy of orders and availability of product into our distribution outlets. And if ever we're falling short, we would be challenging those suppliers straight away. In terms of the stock levels within the stores, all of that is determined by the stores themselves. Stores are very good. They'll do an inventory count every single night to check on, you know, how much product they've got available, and also it allows them to control, to understand whether they've wasted too much of a particular product over a particular evening. So they're very tight in terms of obviously making sure they've got the availability of the product, but not over ordering. In my role as procurement director with Domino's, the biggest challenge that we're always facing is fluctuations in commodity costs and the pressures on world commodities such as wheat, dairy products, sugar, oil, all of those products, which all form key elements of the ingredients that we're using. And over the last 2 to 3 years, we've been in a massive inflationary marketplace, and it's about how do we control those costs into the franchisees so that they're not having to constantly put their prices up to the customer, the end customer. The other element for me is about, because we're buying on the world markets, fluctuations in currency rates as well. So all of the confusion over the euro at the moment is causing massive fluctuations in terms of potential prices of products. We probably purchase 50% of our products out of Europe at the moment. In terms of how the pricing works to franchisees, all of the franchisees are priced the same price for the products that they use. Obviously in Ireland we'll convert that into a euro price for the Irish to be able to work their costings on. But then yes, each of the franchisees is then able to set their own actual pricing to the consumer based on looking at their local competitors and making sure they're competitive within the local environment.